Hi, boys and girls. Welcome to reading today. Mrs. Optic's really excited to be back with you. I've had so much fun teaching you about how we can use facts to answer questions in nonfiction text. But today, I wanted to show you something a little different. You can also answer questions about stories. Good readers listen carefully and they use the words and the pictures to answer questions. And today, when I got to school, you'll never believe this. I had a text message from Mr. Wooden. Do you want to see what Mr. Wooden wrote to me this morning? Let me show you. This is the text message that was on my phone. It says, "Hi, Mrs. Opdyke. I read the most amazing book and thought your kindergarten scholars would love it." That was so thoughtful of Mr. Wooden. And I said, "Well, that sounds awesome. What is the title?" And Mr. Wooden wrote back, "Mother Bruce, I left you a copy in your mailbox. I also heard your kindergartners are working on answering questions. I left some hidden throughout the book on sticky notes. Do you think they are up for the challenge?" Do you know what Mrs. Opdyke said back? Of course they are. So boys and girls, today in reading, we're going to check out this amazing book that Mr. Wooden left us. And we're going to answer questions because no challenge is too difficult for us in kindergarten. So let's check out this book. Oh, Mother Bruce by Ryan T. Higgins. That's the author. And I think in this case, he's the illustrator too. Oh, I'm looking at the illustration and it says Mother Bruce. I see a big bear. I see little ducklings. Mrs. Opdyke's a little confused. Why are there geese or ducklings on a bear? That wouldn't be who he's the mother to. I can't wait to read the story and find out. Boys and girls, let's also be on a hunt for those questions that Mr. Wooden left us because we are going to answer them using the story. Bruce was a bear who lived all by himself. He was a grump. He did not like sunny days. He did not like rain. He did not like cute little animals. Oh my goodness, who doesn't like sunshine and cute animals? Oh, look, here's one of those sticky notes Mr. Wooden left us. The first question says, who is the character? And then this other question says, why is he a grump? Well, Mrs. Opdyke's been listening very carefully. Well, I know the character is this bear whose name is Bruce. So I was able to answer that question because it said it right in the story. Bruce. And it says, why is he a grump? Well, the story told me that he's a grump because he does not like sunny days, he does not like rain, and he does not like cute animals. So I think that he is a grump because he doesn't like anything. Both of those answers were right in the story. And if you listen carefully, you can find them. Bruce only liked one thing, eggs. Mrs. Opdyke likes eggs. I kind of wonder, why does Bruce only like eggs? He collected them from all over the forest. But Bruce didn't eat eggs raw like other bears. Instead, he cooked them into fancy recipes that he found on the internet. Oh, this reminds me, I like to find recipes on the internet when I get tired of eating the same thing over and over again. Maybe that's why Bruce does the same. Oh, wait, friends. Here's another one of those sticky notes from Mr. Wooden. The first question says, what does Bruce like? Well, I can answer that because it said it right in the book. It said Bruce only likes eggs. And then it says, how does he eat them? Well, I know he doesn't eat them raw like other bears because it says it's right here. Well, he likes to cook them into fancy recipes. That's why he's looking on the internet. So I was able to answer Mr. Wooden's questions by thinking about what I just heard in the story. These are some great questions Mr. Wooden's given us. One day, Bruce came across a recipe for hard-boiled goose eggs drizzled with honey salmon sauce. I don't know that I would like eggs with fish. So he went out to get the ingredients. I know this isn't a question Mr. Wooden gave us, but I have a question in my head as I'm reading. Well, where is he going to get these ingredients? I've never seen a bear in a grocery store before. Maybe I'll find out as I read. First, he caught a few salmon. Then he collected honey from a local beehive. He liked to support local business, you see. Last, he went to Mrs. Goose's nest to pay her a visit. I found the answer to my own question. He didn't go to the grocery store. He went outside and he looked in the water for the fish. He went to a beehive for the honey, and he went to Mrs. Goose. At home, Bruce prepared the eggs for hard boiling. Here's one of those Post-it notes. Why did Bruce visit Mrs. Goose? Well, if I look, he's visiting Miss Goose, and there's the little white things in his arm. And then on this page, he's cooking eggs. The answer to that question is he went to visit Mrs. Goose because he needed eggs. Boys and girls, I think I'm getting a hang of answering these questions. I think you're ready to join in and help me. Let's keep reading and see if we find more questions. But the fire in his stove fizzled, so he went out to get more wood. When Bruce came back, he was met with an unwelcome surprise. Mama! Bruce became the victim of mistaken identity. Boys and girls, here's your first Post-it note. It says, what was Bruce's surprise? Take a second. Think about that. Can you use the words or the picture to answer Mr. Wooden's question? If you can, tell it to somebody at home. Oh my goodness, I hear so many friends answering. Isabel, did you say that Bruce's surprise is that the eggs hatched into geese? I bet that you used the illustration to figure that out. If I look right here, there are these little birds saying, Mama, Mama. Awesome job, friends. Bruce wanted hard-boiled eggs, not goslings. I would be surprised too. He supposed he could settle for buttered goslings on toast, but for some reason he lost his appetite. Bruce scooped up the little geese and stomped back to their nest. And he's saying, I will have to ask Mrs. Goose about her return policy. Well, when he got there, It was only to find Mrs. Goose had flown south early. Uh-oh. I wonder what he's going to do. Oh, wait. Here's your next Post-it note, friends. Where did Mrs. Goose go? This was definitely answered by the words in the story. So take a minute, think about it. Tell somebody at home, where did Mrs. Goose go? What's that you said, Rylan? She flew south? You are right. It says it right here in the words. Mrs. Goose had flown south early. That's where she went. She went down south. Oh my goodness. You guys are being such great listeners. Bruce left the goslings there anyway, and he went back home. Mama? Mama? But he was followed. Bruce was very stern and said things like, "Go away," and "I am not your mother," and also, "I liked you better when you were just eggs." Oy, oy, oy. Let's see what Mr. Wooden's question is. How did Bruce feel about the goslings following him back home? I don't know that it actually says how he was feeling, but I bet you can figure it out. What do you think? How did Bruce feel about the goslings following him home again? I think you're right. I think he's frustrated and angry. It doesn't say that, but you know how Mrs. Opdyke figured it out? He said things like, "Go away, I'm not your mother, I liked you better when you were eggs." And if I look at his face, he looks angry. And I know sometimes when I get angry, I get frustrated. Well, boys and girls, the words didn't tell me, but I was able to use what happened and the illustrations to figure out the answer to my question. So sometimes, boys and girls, it might not be right there, but we need to use what we know and clues to figure it out. Roar! Bruce could take it no longer and became extra grumpy with them. Uh-oh. I don't think the geese know what to do. It didn't work. Goslings always follow their mother, even if she is a he and he is a bear. They even followed him up the tree. There they go again. Bruce was stuck with them. He tried to make the best of it. Look at him. He got them a little pool to swim in. It was hard work. Oh, it looks like he's trying to feed them, and the goslings are saying, "Blech, ew, yuck." And then, oh my goodness, look at them all down here. Oh, here's another Post-it. Why was having the goslings hard work? Well, the text said it was hard work. I'm not sure the words told me, but let's look back at the illustrations. Think in your head, what do you see? What do you think makes it hard work? Go ahead, tell somebody. Oh, I'm hearing so many great answers, friends. I agree. When looking at the illustrations, I think it's hard work because they make a mess. I see the paint everywhere. They don't like anything Bruce is cooking them. And wow, it's so much hard work. They're all asleep right now. So the words didn't give me my answer, but I was able to figure it out using the illustration. As the seasons passed, Bruce watched the pesky goslings grow older. Then one fall afternoon, he saw other goose families flying south. Finally, he'd be rid of those geese and he could take a long winter nap. Bruce explained migration to them. But they didn't listen. Bruce needed the geese to leave, so he got creative. Nothing worked. The geese would not leave Bruce. Oh, here's another Post-it. How did Bruce try to get rid of the geese? Well, one, the word said he got creative. Can you use the illustrations? What did he do to be creative? That's right. That is a silly Bruce. He made a slingshot and tried to slingshot them south. And when that didn't work, he tried to send them on remote control airplanes. And that still didn't work. Those illustrations really did help me answer that question. Sigh. So Bruce decided to pack some bags and take his geese into town. They boarded a bus and migrated to Miami. Oh, it looks like there's one more sticky note, friends. The first question says, where did they go? And the second question says, why did they go there? Think about that. Talk to somebody at home, even if it's just a stuffed animal. Where did they go? That's right. It says it right here in the words. They went to Miami. And I see they're at the beach. Oh, why did they go there? I'm not sure the words told us that, but I know they were someplace cold. Well, I think Bruce just finally gave up and they went there because it's warm at the beach. So for the first question, it told me right in the book. And the second question, I had to think about it and figure it out. Now every winter, Bruce and his geese head south together. They laze about at the beach in tacky shirts, sipping ice cold lemonade while Bruce dreams of new recipes. Recipes that don't hatch. Mama. And that is the end, friends. Wow. First of all, I don't know about you, but I love that story and I cannot wait to thank Mr. Wooden for sending us Mother Bruce. But even more important, I am impressed. You guys were great question sleuths. You really used the words and the illustrations, and sometimes you even used what you know and clues to figure the answers to questions out. I can't believe what great listeners and reading detectives you are. So my friends, good work today in reading, and I can't wait to practice this some more with you later this week. Bye, friends.